Yeah. You know, we seek that higher knowledge. Only the ignorant can't relate. We just kill them with love instead of hate. That's what it's about.
We are Moors.
Shout out to the Grand Sheik, Cujo L, Iron Sheik. Yeah.
We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snap back, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Blue, white, green fairs, not just red. We are Moors. Heard what I said? He talking reckless and muftis for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Your slave name crest might have a Moor head.
We are Moors. 20 Moors rockin', you could call them Moroccans. Great COS adepts, let's get it poppin'. Got a problem with my sheep? Got a problem with me. I be on the front line rolling 23 deep. I be studying for hours, 7 days a week, working on my higher self, cause the devil don't sleep. Big ups to Cujo L, that's the Iron Sheik. 7's up, facing the east, praising Allah. Astrology, cosmology, that's the real law. I slow roast ya, master the flame like Zoe Roaster. The rise of the new Moors, old heads move over. That Kundalini energy rising up like a cobra. This is training day, mount up with real soldiers. Elevate beyond the hate and claim your lost estate. The only reason you hate is you too blind to relate. The only reason you hate is you too blind to relate.
We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snap back, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said?
I don't rock a hat, just a turban, no affairs. We are Moors.
Heard what I said? He talking reckless and muftis for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Your slave name crest might have a Moor head. Stop talking crazy. You can't be everything but Moors. That's like willing to stay minority and not mature. Therefore, Tosh to be they taught the world don't respect you. However, since you wanna be it, you go down when they fall. They, the ones you call government, that's really a corpse. Black man means funeral director. Should make sense, of course. Music is the food and the message, the medicine. Mumble food is poison. I'm with the golden era veterans like Mob Deep. Condolences, QB, RIP Prodigy, who studied the history of the Moors and etymology. You missed the Corsica headband, disguised as a bandana. Moorish MC, the real Moroccan, not a French Montana. Kendrick Lamar, you Sarahite, trust me, Hebrew's a language. Lupe put Moors in his video, made the point vantage. Yassine Bey knows Sabir Bey knows Moorish Master MC. Fruquan Bey and Daddy IU are on some Moorish degrees. Spraga and Bojuno, they even killed Peter because of Macintosh. Still visit the global planets, hip-hop astronauts, Milky Way flow, rays of tassels, blind unbelievers, to higher than other senses, to still pick up the frequency, pick your addiction, truth will still make itself known, to go platinum now, you gotta give up more plus your soul, watch Professor build pyramids, I watch Drink Champ steady, cause Nori said Drew Ali on a track, so call me petty, also Martin Moore exec produced the War Report album, Aboriginal Super Cat taught me how to hang and scalp them, Operation Lockdown video feathers like I said to do. Initiate invasions, activate outdoors every spook. We are Moors. Heard what I said? Circle 7 snap back, not just affairs. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Blue, white, green fairs, not just red. We are Moors. Heard what I said? He talking reckless and muftis for your head. We are Moors. You heard what I said? Your slave name crest might have a Moor head.
We are Moors.
We are Moors. Heard what I said? We are Moors. Heard what I said? Heard what I said? Heard what I said? We are Moors. We are Moors.
And once we find our nationality and serve that nationality, we'll do for ourselves what needs to be done.
Keep thinking it's games, you already know these beasts kill you on camera, leave you niggas dead in the streets. You're still handcuffed and bloody, but no 911 calls, bystander effect in full effect. So watching with y'all, mind blowing, watching my people holding up traffic of innocent people. My people need to get their ass kicked, marching and picketing is most cowardice and funkified, while dead bodies just multiply. Sisters killed in their cell, you claim it's hell, you raised and burned down your own community, not one police station. You love pork chops, but I see no police bacon. And when it comes to revolution, most of y'all are faking.
All ethnic groups in this country understand they got a nationality because you answer to such stupid words like
Black lives don't matter, but you still claim black. Rather film someone get choked out but won't choke back. And the one that uploads first face charges trumped up. What you think will happen when President Trump's up? More killing and murders of stateless herds. Hoods are concentration camps now, ghettos are birds. Gun stores short on ammo, they're melting down church bells. Blacks seek shelter in temples where God doesn't dwell. That's why a foreigner can walk in and shoot up your service. Praying to invisible gods give you the curses. You pray to relinquish, that's none of my business. I suggest you nationalize with the quickness. I suggest you study law, stop with the bitch shit. In your face I see them spray the pepperish liquid, then pouring white milk on your face. I thought that milk was the devil. Some weapons drown the noise level. Boys, you rebel.
because you answer to such stupid words like Negro and color and black. You have
The
no
point that I'm
nationality.
making, blacks are mistaken. Call them highwaymen, not cracker pigs or bacon. Taking your tax dollars and riot gear, they relaxing. Cause in a black status, don't even think about a class action. Don't even think about rights being respected without getting injected. I see you infected. Then the same ones that violate the laws you re-elected. Your vote matters more than black lives feel disrespected. Control the Negroes, looks tested and perfected. That's why about being black, I'm skeptic and left it. My people are tripping, walking with arms like panthers who got nowhere in the 60s, so that's not the answer. And black leader, race war instigator puppets, teach kill those who killed us as justice. But have they ever killed? I think not. If they did, it's hearsay, nobody to show. Yellow envelope, money in escrow, accounts overseas, not in democracies, living hypocrisies. It's all de jure mockeries, bureaucracies, vampiric, but most can't hear it. It's only the attitude, the regalia is not clan spirit. Until my people wake up, your struggle for rights continue. And your children's organs end up on the elite menu. You love text but delete the messages, more send you with no status. You're in the jurisdiction and venue of the same beast system you attempt to defeat. Only as Moors will you get them on the heels of their feet. Of the same beast system you attempt to defeat. Only as Moors will you get them on the heels of your feet.
The name of a people must relate them instantaneously to land, history, and culture. And anytime you call a people by that right name, anytime you call a people, name a people, and fail to relate them back to land, history, and culture, you have called them out of their name. There's no black man or black owner. There's nothing wrong with the word black. Nothing wrong with it at all. Only it doesn't relate to a country. The name of every people in the world relate to country. And once you think instantaneously of land, you think of nationality.
Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious. Molly is happy when Moors are happy. Vixens wink fake lashes trying to trap me. 40 days and nights battling galore demons. This is not their land, hybrids can't be freemen. If this is not their land, who's the immigrant thinking they're sovereign? Imagination figment, recessive is their status, lacking pigment. Game for the Thanksgiving, but no commitment to indigenous Moors they conquered with Bibles. Signs in the vitals and signs in the cycles, only to strangle, embracing my rivals. Free national standards, not playing with the tribals. Each Moor is their own Christ, not disciples. Whether hands or thoughts, no worshiping idols. Always carry my Moorish Quran, no recitals. Everyone will not process ancients' arrivals. Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious.
Innate mystic ability to show and prove a lesson, coupled with the agility to move you with the message, presence of divine mind to navigate you with a reference, urgent with a purpose, perfect. Emerging urban legends, real more is not a question or a choice or a preference. You are who you are, you should have the same obsession. Broke the same jewels to a dude, the corner, Jane and Western. What you reppin', all that effort, that direction, keep you separate in a world of blind sheep. I was born to be a shepherd, mind like an elephant. Got the paws of a leopard, means I'm wise and I'm strong. Crank you up like I'm a record, take you to the body shop. Correct your lines to true vector manifestations. Matter, energy, and mind, spirit men unsung. Trey Young dropping dimes until you tighten up. You catching splinters from the pine, clean the clouds out your thoughts. That's what keep you in the bind.
Initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious initiates of the sacred brotherhood of elite MCs. Raw mysterious. This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts with Moors, they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the combo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take moorish science to the highways and hedges. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the prophet. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma sentence again.
This is what it feels like. 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 People running up to me that I don't know. Are you a prince? They ask, tell them I'm from Morocco. Look me up and down with a smile, not a frown. Turn their brain to water, watch the lower self drown. Wanna touch my antennas and steal my energy. Eyes bulge, telling them I'm always King Edward V. When it comes to facts, with most they get beggarly. They ask Morocco where? The farthest northwesterly. With every question asked, I respond cleverly. All dependents won't explain expertly. Going in their wallets, pull out pictures with feathers, breaking down the ring, then the mason confesses. He's at 33 degrees, now the convo stretches like yoga into esoteric metaphysic lessons. When my people aren't like me, he impresses. When we take moorish science to the highways and hedges. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
They tried to get you to think again. That's the profit. I'm upright, don't need a friend. And you can't stop this. I'ma write with my pen. Violate me and I'ma send Ritz again. Remain cautious, cause often it's in again. That's in the police out, just the silence men. When they bust through your door, you won't breathe again. Nationality will show you how to live again. It can change the predicament you're living in. You can heal the whole world without medicine. Only truth can make you a better man. Why lie? Cause you got paid to murder men. Then you try to lock them up when they riot in. That's okay, cause for freedom I'm diving in. With no knowledge you come back to die again. Resurrect me not, cause I'd rather be one with Allah.
This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Shalom, Mars. Welcome. Tuesday Q&A. Email your questions. Canaanland Guide at gmail.com. I had some questions, so I'm not going to be here too long. But one thing, a few things probably. I gotta remember.
You understand that the so-called Indian is the Moor. You'll understand is that the fictional names that we've adopted to create divisions amongst us is the confusion. Because when you do the research, you'll find out that they're all Moors. That's the whole point. Get over it. And some of the Moors agreed to go by the designation Indian, thinking that they were getting some sovereignty from the hybrid Europeans. So do research on the Euro-Indian affairs, the evolutionary, and also the reservations that they created, and got some of the different tribes to agree to be Indian to get a benefit. Some people call them $5 Indians. And then you got to deal also with not India, because there's no such thing as India, deal with people from Sindh, or what you call Hindustan, and the Naga, who also have been here with us, that also have their original origin from Central Africa and are pretending, some of them, that they're not Africans. So get over it. The argument is people buying into the artificial constructs that have been erected to divide the Asiatic African tribes and peoples against themselves. That's where that argument has its origin. Once you understand that the so-called Indian is the Moor, you'll understand is that the fictional names that we've adopted to create divisions amongst us is the confusion. Because when you do the research, you'll find out that they're all Moors. That's the whole point. Get over it. And some of the Moors agreed to go by the designation Indian, thinking that they were getting some sovereignty from the hybrid Europeans. So do research on the Euro-Indian affairs, the evolutionary, and also the reservations that they created, and got some of the different tribes to agree to be Indian to get a benefit. Some people call them $5 Indians. And then you got to deal also with not India, because there's no such thing as India, deal with people from Sindh, or what you call Hindustan, and the Naga, who also have been here with us, that also have their original origin from Central Africa and are pretending, some of them, that they're not Africans. So get over it. Your argument is people buying into the artificial constructs that have been erected to divide the Asiatic African tribes and peoples against themselves. That's where that argument has its origin. Once you understand that the so-called Indian is the Moor, you'll understand is that the fictional names that we've adopted to create divisions amongst us is the confusion. Because when you do the research, you'll find out that they're all Moors. That's the whole point. Get over it. And some of the Moors agreed to go by the designation Indian, thinking that they were getting some sovereignty from the hybrid Europeans. So do research on the Euro-Indian affairs, the evolutionary, and also the reservations that they created, and got some of the different tribes to agree to be Indian to get a benefit. Some people call them $5 Indians. And then you got to deal also with not India, because there's no such thing as India, deal with people from Sindh, or what you call Hindustan, and the Naga, who also have been here with us, that also have their original origin from Central Africa and are pretending, some of them, that they're not Africans. So get over it. Your argument is people buying into the artificial constructs that have been erected to divide the Asiatic African tribes and peoples against themselves. That's where that argument has its origin. Once you understand that the so-called Indian is the Moor, you'll understand is that the
Once they recognize that the Indian is the Moor, are they going to get it? No, not going to get it. They're still going to play games. So honors all the Moors who know what's up, who are done with the BS. You already know what's up. Like, honors to you. Keep doing what you're doing, because what you're doing is obviously working. We're still here. 08, still here. How much people came and left, came and switched name, came and switched flag, came and switched headwear, came and said they were Moors, now they're foundational black whatever. You still playing around? All right, you play. You keep playing. 27 million black people are still owned as slaves today in Muslim countries, not European countries, Muslim ones. Not Moorish ones, Muslim ones. Muslim ones. You want to be Muslim? You go right ahead. You can dishonor your foremothers and forefathers if you want to. My foremothers and forefathers, they weren't playing run around cobblestone oven games. Honored nature. Anybody who else who honored nature? No, we're kin. We're gonna have any issues. Let's start there. You honor nature? Yeah, all right. Okay. Now we can get something done. See that NAT? That NA? That's a frequency. That's in nature, that's in natural, that's in nationality, that's in nation, that's in a lot of things that have supreme relevance. Let's go look it up. NA. That means NA. NA means something? Yeah, NA means something. We're not Muslim. We're not Muslim. We're Moors. Act 6. Divine Constitution and Bylaws, brought to you by Noble Drew Ali, that everybody is gonna talk about Noble Drew Ali, honors to him and all that stuff like that, and then violating Act 6. If you know much as Noble Drew Ali, then you should know Divine Constitution and Bylaws. And then if you know Divine Constitution and Bylaws, then you should know that we're not Negro, Black, Colored, or Ethiopians. And that all men had to proclaim their free national name back then. If you don't do anything else, declare your nationality. That's all. It's free. You don't have to just say you're Moors. If you don't do anything else. If they run up on you right now on some martial law, you have to identify yourself, or you're going with them. How are you identifying? Negro, colored, Black, African, slave from Africa that came over here on the ship, and then you start talking. They're asking you all that. Are you a slave? Are you one of our property, or are you free? Just go ask the sundry free Moors that they weren't even from here, and they said, "Before that black shit, I'm not Negro." And oh yeah, me and my boys and my wife and all them, they're not Negro either. Immediately, oh yeah, they're not slaves. We can't do what we want to do to them. They're not even from here. They're not from here. They're from over there. Why are they from over there coming over here talking about I'm a prince or whatever? What's over there? How's prince qualifications of Africa have jurisdiction in the Americas? How African foreigner get jurisdiction in the Americas? Unless African foreigner knows this is the Moroccan Empire. And of course he has jurisdiction here. But then you also have to acknowledge the indigenous people. You can't just, come here and play games as if we're black people or something like that, or Negroes or colored. All these people know what's up. All of them know. And all of them have a nationality too, a free national name. When you go where they're from, they're not talking about they're African. When you go where they're from, they're talking about free national name down to tribe or something. They still know their language when they go back there. They're not slaves. Remember, they're from over there. And they came over here, sundry free Moors, and they exercised their "we're not Negroes" status in the Americas. And this European said, yeah. Oh yeah, sorry about that. And all that stuff, writing letters, apologies to them and all that. These names were given to slaves by slaveholders. At 1865, that stuff was over. Are you free or are you a slave? And then if you can't prove you're free, then obviously you're my property, nigger. Let's go. Because this is how it goes now. Voluntary slavery. And then they got advanced to the point now where you're going and you're taking the damn slave whatever off the wall and filling it in and signing it. They don't even got to run and chase you anymore and beat you down to make you be a slave. You just go sign up. Yeah, we'll give you a whatever. Here, sign this. Put yourself right back in slavery again. And then now you can't blame slave master now because you volunteered to be a slave. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Drew Ali, the prophet. We're talking about 1920s. We're not talking about before 1920s. We're talking about 1920s. The great God of the universe ordained noble Drew Ali, the prophet. And tell me about queens of England and all that BS. What Arabic scholar, what taught noble Drew Ali what? And we're talking about Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And we don't need no peace be unto him and all that BS people like to placate. We don't need that. You could hold that. Because you never said it before. So when we start talking peace be unto him now. You guys only gave that peace be unto stuff to Muhammad. But now Moors are waking up now and talking about Noble Drew Ali's the prophet. They're looking at Muhammad as our prophet. Why is he our prophet for? What Muhammad do for me? What do you do for me? Noble Drew Ali did more for me than Muhammad did. Why? Because Noble Drew Ali told me about my nationality. Muhammad didn't. So he's not getting any honors, just like anybody else out here who didn't tell me about nationality. They're not getting any honors. You didn't tell me about the Moors and all that stuff? Pfft, the hell out of here. You're a liar. And you know you're lying too. That's the part that they don't want to deal with. And they don't want to get mad. Don't get mad. How come you didn't tell the people about Noble Drew Ali and his prophethood in America to redeem his people from their sinful ways? Keep blaming the modern European for something when it's themselves being sinners. Oh, because they went to the mosque, they did Ramadan, so they're good Muslims. Get the hell out of here. Your heart's black. And you have fez on and all that stuff, playing games. We know you black-hearted people. We know you people. There's Noble Drew Ali who gets all the honors. Who else told you about your nationality? Tell me. Who told you about your nationality other than Noble Drew Ali? Because whoever told you, they weren't before Noble Drew Ali, were they? So FOH with whoever told you. Drew Ali is the foundation of that. Knowing who we are for real. Not just talking shit and wearing ankhs and talk about you know yourself because you wear an ankh. You could explain an ankh. The hell's your nationality? Ancient Egyptians had a nationality. What you mean? If they're Egyptians, that's a nationality. The place called Egypt, right? The people there are what? Egyptians, right? All right, stop the BS. You know, black people in ancient Egypt, ancient Sumer, Sumerian, right? That's Sumer. That's just how it goes. Don't get mad. Moabites, right? Why are you mad? Noble Drew Ali cracked every code by giving you back your nationality. You wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for Drew Ali. You think somebody makes you a Moor? This stuff been going on for time immemorial. Black, all that other stuff is modern. Indian, all that is modern terms. You haven't really maybe researched to really know. A lot of people really aren't there yet. They're not ready for this. They're playing games. They're not ready for this. Not ready for moorish nationality. They gotta go over there, do some other stuff still. Right. First question. Besides looking into self, I already do. What can I research and study on the divine part of the divine and national movement? So the reference Noble Drew Ali made was Holy Quran for the Moors. If you're already in the studying and you're looking into self, there's no besides, because self is, there's no finish line to self. So you can't say besides studying self as if the studying you've done on self is sufficient. So you're looking at divine side of the Moorish movement. There's no side like that. The divine is you being the Moorish movement. And once you're being the Moorish movement, the only way you can exercise is as a national. So it's divine and national, which again starts with self. And no matter where you go out there, it's going to boomerang right back to self every time. So just deal with self. Continue to deal with self. And in dealing with self, you realize to look at everything from the inner perspective. So whatever you see externally, you deal with it on that basis. Right? Because the divine is everything. There's no, oh, just study this. Like if you study, just like when we say, oh yeah, more say Islam. And then you study I, and then self, and then law, and then am, master. That's broken down, that, study. Muslim, you study the M, O, S, the L, the E, the M. So the divine is always looking behind the veil in everything. You can't run out of spiritual stuff to look at, to study. Again, the divine and national movement it's always in operation. That's why Drali said, get out the way or get ground to powder. Because once this starts going, you're not getting in front of it to stop something. And what that'll be based on? That'll be based on having trust, faith in Allah, that the Prophet gave us everything that it takes to save a nation. So obviously this stuff is undisputable. Because all the divine stuff is going to go back to self. Like let's say, go study, let's say we say, go study Hilton Otima. It's going to go back to self. Go study Manly P. Hall. It's going to go back to self. Go study Sadhguru. Go study Osho, Rumi. You name them. Everything's going to go back to self as far as the divine part. Right? So you're there already. If you're if you're looking into self, then you're there already. That's where it's at. That's where the diamonds are in the rough, in self. It's only going to be better for you the better self you know. Remember, self is self is vast. Self is vast. The divine is always going to be behind the veil. The divine is always going to be behind the veil. It's not going to be in your face. Once you find out how to get behind the veil, then you realize everything is divine. Everything is divine. Right? Divine and national, just like the boys were talking about. When Kush and those Moors were cussing out Umar for talking about some American African or some shit. Right? You can't do that. You can't do that. It's African American. That's how it goes if you're gonna do it. Any way of doing it, the order. Right? Divine and national is because that's how it flows. Divine is first all the time. Doesn't matter where you want to go. Divine's going to be first. I don't care what you're going into. The divine's going to be first. Right? The science of things. Right? We always use the ball metaphor. But like what Kyrie's doing, that's science. That's not just all skill or whatever. Like there's divine working with him. Like divine was working with Jordan. Divine's always there. It's just, are you seeing far enough behind the veil to interact with the divine? I don't think it's just going to be pull the drapes and, oh yeah, divine's right there. No, you still got to go through the darkness or whatever to go. So don't get too lax. You know what I mean? Think you passed the first stage and you got somewhere. You ain't got anywhere yet. And we're saying if we put in, if you just say a number, say 10 years. If we put in 10 years strong and you're just coming in yesterday, you know how far we got in 10 years? You know how many experiences had that shaped where it is that we are today? Stuff that it can't even be talked about because it's divine, not because it can't be talked about. Because it's based, all of it is based on experience. You actually going through it to know what it is. You have to go through it to know what it is. Teachers, whoever could tell you whatever. Until you apply the knowledge, you're just collecting stuff. You have to keep the feather duster. And then you ever see you get to the point where, you know, people even talk about dusting stuff, you know, just pull the book out. Man finding some 500-year-old book nobody touched in 5 million years. You got something. If you found that one, what else is on all these other books in here? Divine. So it might look as if, you know, studying self isn't the direction, but that's the direction. It'll save you all the stuff. Say years of going outside yourself looking for stuff that it's actually within you. It's actually within. So stay there. Stay there. That's a good spot. Within. In Act 4 of the Divine Constitution and Bylaws, it is part and parcel or part and partial. And why are there two versions of it? So we look at it like this from this point. The partial, for the people who don't know any better. They're new, they don't know any difference. And then the parcel are for the ones who are ready to activate this. And they know that Act 4 of that divine constitution and bylaws is actually their constitution. Forget Constitution of the United States and all that. We have our constitution for our Juro society. Whatever's going on out there, we're not there to, cause any issues with anything going on out there. But within our realm, we have our own constitution and bylaws. We don't need these people's. We have ours. So the partial, or when you see partial in the divine constitution and bylaws, that's for the partial Moors. The Moors who, they're on their way, but they're not there yet. They haven't figured it out yet. They still think that this is, some temple for some worshiping thing or something like that. They haven't really delved in yet. And then the parcel Moors. And the parcel Moors are the Moors that are activating this. The Moors who help the movement move through their activities, through their honor of what this is and what they know that it is. You look at it as belief, faith, fruition. There's some people who that's where they're at. They're in the belief state. Is there a connection between morality and identity? If so, can you explain? And what is the connection between the Holy Quran and the Moorish Holy Quran? So this is where I'm at with it, right? Moors already in morality. Now, identity is for others, but also for you. And if you're saying that you're a Moor as your identity, then that means that you live by a certain code or a certain standard. Then there's many variations of this standard when you talk about we're Moors and how we live our life. our identity as Moors has us living by the 5 principles: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice being our principles, that means we're already on the side of good, which goes right in line with the morality and us being Moors. And more is in morality. So if we live by principles, right, that's moral. Right? That's ethical. That's fair. That's just. That might even be virtuous. So there's certain things that you can separate, and then there's other things that they're connected, right? Like we know that the only way that we're black is if it's attached to Moor. That's the only way we can be black, is if we're blackamoors. As soon as they separate it, now you have this distortion. As soon as they take identity, put it over here, and morality over here, now people don't look at it as together. So they're going hard being this identity, but if that identity is a fiction, well, what are you being? You're being nothing. And if you're nothing, then you're obviously going to choose the wrong instead of the right. And majority of the time, it's going to be wrong that's going to follow you for the rest of your life, just because you're playing misidentity instead of identity. Under the guise of identity, it's a misidentity, and then people are realizing that it's a misidentity and then play themselves. Because again, you can't blame the slave master now, because you did it to yourself. Which is why Allah sent the Prophet in 1920s for us to have a proper identity so we can live by a code and not be like some of our jackass ancestors who has us in this BS that we're in right now. Right? The goofball ancestors that just wanted to do dumb stuff. Right? So there is a strong connection between morality and identity. Actually, speaking about that, here's one right here showing you. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Actually, two.
Are you Mexican?
No.
Yes.
I think it reaffirms stereotypes that are offensive to people.
It's not yours.
Do you find my outfit offensive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not your culture.
You don't really understand what their culture means and what it means to wear these things like the hats and the maracas. You sort of have to understand where all of this comes from for it to not be cultural appropriation.
Does my outfit offend you?
You look no. You look nice.
Thank you. Do you like my costume?
Yes.
Does it offend you?
No.
Do you like my outfit?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Does my outfit offend you?
No, not at all.
No, nothing. That's good.
Do you think my outfit is offensive?
Are you Mexican?
No.
Yes.
I think it reaffirms stereotypes that are.
Do you like my outfit?
No.
No? Why not? What's up, man? How you doing? You like my costume?
You are
You like my outfit?
I mean, not particularly.
Strikes me as pretty insensitive.
Really? Why is that?
It's from another cultural tradition that is not really something you should be like using as a costume, really.
Does my outfit make you mad?
No, good.
漂亮，
漂亮，
漂亮，漂亮。
外套漂亮。
Do you have to be Chinese to wear this?
You don't have to. Anybody can wear.
What do you think of my outfit?
我很喜欢你这种衣服。
You really like it?
Yeah.
Good?
Good. Bonito. Bonito.
What does that mean? Gonna go with good. Do you like my outfit?
No.
No? Why not? What's up, man? How you doing? You like my costume?
You are
You like my outfit?
Nationality, identity, right? Morality. Mad. People mad. People mad. Talk to people from their culture. No, that's a pretty good. Where'd you get that one there? I never seen that one before. I never seen that one. Where'd you get that shirt? National principles. They weren't mad. You think Moors are mad because you see Europeans wearing fezzes or something like that? They're not mad. How come your dumbass doesn't see that they're giving honors to the Moors? That's the issue. What are you missing? How come you're still asleep? How are you still asleep? You think these people are wearing fezzes because that's some European thing? Before the fez gets all the jewels and all that stuff on it, it's plain. Those aren't coming like that. They're making those. It starts with the plain fez. They got the plain fez with nothing on it first, and then put the jewels and all that stuff on. This is Moorish. They're giving honors to the Moors. Just like this modern European put on some Asian clothes, go around them, and they're talking, wow, you look good, that's nice, oh, that's beautiful. And then when he's where the zombies are at, oh, they want to eat him. And to see blackface and all that stuff, that's them wanting to be you. It's them wanting to be you. You didn't see the stuff that they did with all the when they put the suntan lotion under UV. Everybody's black on. Everybody's black. There's blocking the rays, protecting them. Using the black, it comes out the bottle, white, right? And then it goes on white, but you're really black actually. Remember, it's not coming out the thing black. They're not mad at him. They're not mad at him. Yeah, culture appropriation. You can't do that and all that. And there's none of that. What's that for? For what? None of that. What is the connection between the Holy Quran and the Moorish Holy Quran? So where we go again with Noble Juali. And our authority. So our authority back up the 101 questionnaire. Right, affidavit of organization. And then we read Herds Revised Statute, chapter 32, 36. You'll see this affidavit there. It's telling you that you can do this for a church, a temple, society, organization, da da da. And so Juali was ahead of the game. The Moorish Science Temple of America, deriving its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad to propagate the faith and extend the learning and truth of the great Prophet of Ali in America, to appoint and consecrate missionaries of the Prophet and to establish the faith of Muhammad in America. The Moorish Science Temple of America, deriving its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad. So it's the Moorish Science Temple of America, and not the Moorish Divine National Movement, not the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, the Moorish Science Temple of America, not the Moorish Nation, the Moorish Science Temple of America. Deriving its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad to propagate the faith and extend the learning and truth of the great Prophet of Ali in America. So who's the Prophet? Ali or Muhammad? Who's the Prophet right now? Ali or Muhammad? So if this is about the great Prophet of Ali in America, then everything and anything that you would see relative to Muhammad is now Noble Drew Ali, because that's the Prophet now. To appoint and consecrate missionaries of the Prophet and to establish the faith of Muhammad in America. Establish the faith of Muhammad in America. To appoint Grand Sheikh, Grand Governor, Grand Sheriff, and consecrate missionaries, bringing them into the fold, teach them about their nationality and their birthrights, and then send them out to go preach the gospel. And then they're going to go out there with their books and they're going to talk to the people. And then the people are going to come to the meetings. And when they come to the meetings, they're going to see that, wow, this is everything that we've needed and that we've wanted as our people. And then whatever their skill set is, they're going to be directed to the Moor who's responsible for, that jurisdiction. And We be what it is that we're supposed to be, which is what was going on back then when Noble Drew Ali was around, because he wasn't walking around talking about he's Prophet Muhammad. He's Prophet Ali. He was Muhammad reincarnated. He was Noble Drew Ali. If there was no Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, then I would say, yeah, we have to go to the Quran of Mecca. Because it says it right here. That's where the power and authority of the great Quran of Muhammad in order to propagate the faith and extend the learning and truth of the great prophet. But the Quran of Muhammad is not to propagate the faith and extend the truth and learning of the great prophet of Muhammad in America. It's to propagate the faith and extend the learning and truth of the great prophet of Ali. That's Noble Drew Ali's telling you that. These are the ones that prepared the writ. That was sworn before the Notary Public on the 20th of July, 1928. So if you think that Noble Drew Ali did all this work for you to go play around in the mosque and be good Muslims, you're highly mistaken. Because this is not about praying. This is not about talking about, yeah, this and that for Ramadan and then still calling people black and all that. It's done now, right? It's Eid, right? How many of them kept saying black? Because Kush put it out to them. Hey, if you Moors out there in your Ramadan and all that stuff, make sure you impress on the Muslim people that we're not black people. Stop the BS. And put it out to all of them. If you're so into Ramadan, then stop calling people black. That's evil. It's evil to do that. Stop doing this evil act of misrepresenting people for 30 days. Majority of these people didn't do it. Probably 1.000 something percent did it. But now because they did, now they've made it, because yes. How about do it again right now? How about that? How about that? We just go another 30 days. You just went 30 days. What's the problem? You proved you can do it, right? So let's go again. Well, only then, shouldn't this be a continuous thing that you do to better yourself? No, you're gonna go back to eating your halal swine and whatever else, playing games, and then trying to tell Moors that we're not Moors and we can't be Moroccan, and that's not the Quran. That's not the Quran that Muhammad brought. We know this is the Quran that Ali brought. This is the Quran that Ali brought, and that's the Quran that we're using as our reference point. Oh yeah, we got that other one. We can pull that off the shelf too. And then we pull the Bible and Torah and whatever else off the shelf. Not against learning or getting information. Well, we know the great prophet of Ali. The great prophet of Ali. The great prophet of Ali. That's it. The power and authority to propagate the faith and extend the learning. But it's not to extend the learning of Muhammad. Why we have the prophet in our face, and then we're talking about some prophet before him. It's not even in the flesh. And we have prophet in the flesh right now. Are we dumb? Or have we lost our mind? Everybody else has theirs. What is the problem with us having ours? What are you talking about? Indian whoever's, they have their chief whoever that they're looking at as the just coronated rare bird and all that stuff like that. Now you go debate them about who they're whatever is. We say our prophet is Noble Drew Ali. You got religious right to that. You ain't telling me no, it's not. Well, I shouldn't do anything. I should listen to what my prophet said. And you told that is these same Muslims who were hiding all the information from you. Which is why you fell into your niggerdom. Because these same Muslims playing mosque games with you. Same ones. Right? We have our prophet. Yeah, we know that there's a prophet called Muhammad and other people got their prophet, whatever his name or her name is. Yeah, we know. I'm not telling them nothing's wrong with theirs. Is that prophet's teachings in line with love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice? Then you don't got any issues. There's no issues. You know, when prophets are playing around with minors and having sex slaves and all that stuff, look at prophet funny. Because, I mean, we can go to the Noble Drew Ali's hadiths and we might be like, I don't know, that sounds a little... But the Muhammad hadiths are crazy. I know nobody's questioning those. Right, we have our own. Everybody has theirs. When everybody was doing their thing, we weren't telling them, no, you can't, and all that stuff. They came, left flyers at the door, stuff on your car and all that. Right. What is the essence, spirit of human rights? What is the importance of dues? And if all, okay, we'll do these because those are long, so we'll do these one at a time. What is the essence, spirit of human rights? Once we realize that the fact that it's inalienable, actually, let's put that up there. We'll just go easy. We're going to go deep. We'll go absolutely surface. Inalienable. Unable to be taken away from or given away by the possessor. You can't even give it away. You can't even give it away. You are the essence of the right. It's so yours that you can't even give it away. That's only if it's inalienable, though. So the only way that human rights has essence or spirit is if it's inalienable. Because if there's inalienable, obviously there's alienable. And you don't want them rights. But you're talking about rights. They have to be inalienable. Once you could put it down or not use it or whatever like that, then that's not a right. Somebody's playing you. Rights are inalienable. Period. So you only have them if you know what they are. And the best way to know what they are is go check the Declaration of Rights. And then list all the rights that you and your child, heir, offspring, etc. have. So that way, once you know your rights, then you have them. If you don't know them, where you think they're coming from? Some paper over there? Don't fall for that BS. The rights, and then rights of a child, then inalienable, rights of indigenous people, inalienable, human rights, inalienable, animal rights. To the animal, they're inalienable. But it's not like that in the jungle. In the jungle, you're the weakest, you're eating. That's just what it is. Ain't no court. No court. So knowing what your rights are means you have the rights. And once you have the rights, know that they're inalienable. You can't give them away. And nobody could take them from you. They're yours. People have to trust that, though, so that they can activate. But, a lot of people don't, because they want rights given to them, not realizing they got it already. All they got to do is proclaim their nationality. You know, like every other civilized being. It's not just a Moorish thing. Everybody else has a nationality too out there. Just go ask them. They'll tell you what their nationality is. So you can see that it's not a debating thing with Moors. Oh, you want to be nigger? All right, go ahead then. What is the importance of dues? We like to look at dues as Moors' taxes. You know, don't think that because we're Moors, you don't have to put in just like you were putting in when you were Negro, black, colored. When you're Moors, you should be putting in double and triple because we're trying to catch up. We're behind 100 years. Right? When we have 500 members, you could see the importance of dues. You can't see the importance yet. With, 60 members, 70 members. You can't see the importance. Because those 70 have to see the importance before it's important. And once they see the importance, then it would fix its own problems. And that's how you say Prophet Ali, because Prophet Ali told you this is your stuff. It's not the grand sheiks or the grand governors or the grand secretary. It's not the muftis or the assistant grand sheiks. It's not the assistant secretaries. It's not theirs, it's yours. So it's gonna only be what you want it to be. This is yours. So if we have 500 members, then monthly dues, many economic problems for our people could be solved. Because if we have more members, then there's less finance going to expenses. Because the people's dues are going to cover the expense, aka tax. And then if nothing's being bought, then that's just a fund. That's just a treasury that's going to be building up. Once you pay the expenses, what else you spending? You're not spending anything. And 500 members are saying, yeah, we're putting in our 100 a month or whatever. Some of them doing 3, 4 just because they can. Yeah, we'll solve our own problems immediately. But the people have to see that to know that it's real. And again, the only way they're going to see it is if they experience it. I would tell Moors all the time, only Moors who came to Canaanland for a Drew Ali day or something, or a barbecue or something, know what that is. You can see videos, pictures, whatever, all day. But being at that is different. Being there is different. It's not the same. Because it's absolutely something that you've never experienced. Being around Moors. Just like you go wherever and be around niggers, and you go wherever and be around the church people, and go wherever and be around the Islamic whoever, and you go anywhere and be around the basketball whatever, and the football whoever, and the hockey whoever and the same, right? Okay, how about be around Moors? See what the hell that shit's like. And then only Moors who have done that know what that is. Being somewhere where you look around, damn, it's really just more. Like Drew Ali really said, it's going to be turbans and feathers. There's really only turbans and feathers around me every time, every day. Every day, there's only turbans and feathers around me. All I know is Moors. Everybody has to see it as theirs in order for it to be what it's supposed to be. The same way they take care of their, whatever, their shoes, they make sure they don't put the colors with the whites and all that stuff. Right? You want to try to preserve something. If it's yours, you're gonna take care of it. You're not gonna let it fall to shit if it's yours. You're gonna make sure that it's proper. Just because it's yours, just because it's your staff that you carved yourself or whatever, you're gonna take care of your stuff. Same thing with the Moorish nation. This is yours. So are you gonna take care of it, or you're gonna let whatever's going on go on? And again, it's only the Moors who are involved with it like that. No. And going back again to the whole thing about the experience. It's an experience meeting another Moor. Like, that's an experience. That's something that hasn't been done in how much ever years or whatever. Two Moors who don't know each other, meeting each other. It's a real thing. Is there a connection between human rights and social duties? And which out of these two should be the main focus at this present moment? Well, again, when you're talking about the rights and all that stuff, you're talking about ethics and the duties, or the social duties is a responsibility. The social duties is a responsibility. But taking responsibility is ethical. So it's interchangeable when you talk about the human rights and the social duties. So like the social duties is, you see grandma with the bags, you go help her with the bags. Right? The connection that you have in society, the connection that you have in society, knowing what society is and knowing what community is and then knowing what tribe is and knowing what nation is and this thing getting bigger allows you to experience again the rights. The right that you have to see each other as equal. So you say you grab Granny's bags or whatever like that. She was struggling. You just ran up. You even think about it. You just ran up, whatever like that. And then, she gave you 100. Thanks for this. Here's 100. Right. Now you have the choice. Now you can accept it. You can give it back. Say, no, it's all good. I already got my own 100 right here, but thanks or whatever, But it shows again the interconnectedness of us being and living, and there's no separation how they're putting it public and private and all that stuff, trying to keep you You know what I mean? Not communal. Because again, even our Quran has chapters on social duties. And us having this nationality and having a religion and having certain things is a right. It's a right that we have, that we've activated. We have a right to a nationality. That means certain rights come with that automatically. As soon as you proclaim nationality, certain rights come with that. If your claim is, you know, you're a German Shepherd, then that's what's applying to you. Because it's your claim. You have the right to claim. And you have a right to see your brother, your sister. This is where Holy Covenant comes in and all that stuff. Looking after your brother and sister. That's the social duties. Assist her. Help your brother. You see him down, help pick him up. All that is the interconnectedness that makes a just society. Which again, why Noble Drew Ali said, start with love first. You need to learn to love instead of hate. Start there. Start at love. So again, you could take care of your duties, not abandon your posts. Do what it is that you say you're going to do. Keep your word. And which out of these two should be the main focus at this present moment? Again, it's interchangeable. To understand, it's not necessarily a focus, because then if you're focused on that, then you're distracted from other things. So you have to have everything working in tandem. You ever see the people who do the juggling, like the good ones, like the masters, and then man has like 5 chairs, juggling chairs and whatever. Natural like that. Rights, natural like that. Social duties. You being able to juggle the duties because you know that there's so many people who have abandoned their posts. So now you got to dig 5 ditches instead of just one. Because certain people are going to be lazy. Certain people are going to not do what they're supposed to do. Seeing all those things and realizing, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's real. Let me step up. Let me step my game up. Because certain people over here are dragging feet, dragging knuckles or whatever. So no focuses. The only focus is the goal. Everything else is to get there. And we're not focusing on one particular thing. We have multiple things. But the only way we could have multiple things is if multiple people are carrying their weight. Everybody got to carry their weight. You can't carry less than your weight. You're 500 pounds, sorry. That's how much stuff you got to carry. You figure your stuff out. Carry your weight. The least that you could do is carry your own weight. If you can trust to carry your own weight, then we'll be all right. We'll get there. For sure, we'll get there. Just carry your own weight. It's imperative. What does it mean for one to change their nationality? Is this possible because we are one people? So the only way nationality can be changed is through naturalization. Someone can have a nationality and naturalize into another government, another citizenship, another nation. They might have dual, where they have theirs and then they have the other nationality because they can, they have these agreements. You can have dual nationality. But you're always going back to the home one if anything, kicks off. You're not going to go with the naturalized one. Which is why when you see, some situation and then somebody goes and runs in the embassy. Because there's somewhere that's not their nationality, and then they, whatever, did something, and then they go to their embassy to go hide until whatever gets figured out. So the changing of nationality can't happen, because remember, we're talking about nationality being a right. If it's alienable, you can't give it away, and you can't have it taken. It's yours. So there's no changing that. That's fixed. There's no changing. No, the status could change. The status can change. The jurisdiction could change. But the nationality of the individual, that can't change. That's who you are. Should Moors refer to ourselves as indigenous when amongst an unconscious crowd to avoid the debate about religion, and then save calling ourselves Moors for conversations among other conscious people? If you're flooded with the negative thing from the unconscious people that comes with them when we start talking about Moors, like you already know how they get, right? All of a sudden they got reference points on who the Moors are and whatever, and it turns into that BS that you just don't want to deal with. Then say indigenous. And then remember, if you say indigenous, you could also say Washita, which is the oldest indigenous tribe. So if they're the oldest indigenous tribe and they were Moors, Washita Moors, then you could say indigenous. Nobujuali's Cherokee. You could still, you could connect it to the indigenous. But that's again just being around the unconscious, whoever's that are not the ones that are going to flip and get on the side of studying and whatever. Not them. The joker, whoever's, just say indigenous, just so you don't have to deal with their BS, because it's going to be BS. You start talking about Moors to these people, it's going to be stupidity. So just to save yourself the headache, you can you sharpen your tools when you're amongst the Moors, and then when you go with the Negroes, you maybe you're going to be playing with the sheath on, just so they know that I could have cut, you could have cut their foot off, you could have cut their hand off. They're playing games, Right? You could have, but good thing the sheath was on, because they could have lost their finger. Right? So the saying, you know, yeah, or even somebody in the chat said they're saying American, true American. Well, even that. Yeah, we're the true Americans. No, the Europeans are Americans. Then you could have a conversation, you know, going down that way. You know, you see what it is with our people is, as Moors, we have to trust in the fact that we are more intelligent than any of these people. I don't care how much degrees they got on their wall, what job they have, or anything like that. If they don't know about their nationality, they're actually not really that smart, really. They're not that smart. Right? They're debating about nationality and Moors and whatever. They just can't accept it based on all the studies that they have. They didn't hear about the Moors and all the studies that they had. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. They didn't hear about the Moors. Everybody knows who the Moors are. Right. So you realize that dealing with some of these people, it's people who actually know. And they're actually taking the position of, we're not going there. And if we go there, I'm going to use my little Sheikh Anta Diop and my you know, John G. Jackson and certain people who, you know, didn't talk too highly of the Moors. Right? They're going to have their certain scholars that they go to that talk crazy about the Moors. Right? Marcus Garvey Jr. and these people. Right? Muta Baruka talk crazy about the Moors. So Moors just have to know that we're more intelligent, so use your intelligence with them. Don't make it no debate. Ain't none the debate and all that stuff. Or, you know, like keep talking about, you don't have to miss the family, whatever, because, you know, you're a Moor and it's a Christmas thing, and well, Moors don't celebrate Christmas, so, you know, I can't go, you know, because it's against my religion, and talking crazy. Stop it. You don't like Auntie's friggin' pumpkin pie or what? You're gonna miss the pumpkin pie because some Moorish whatever? Stop this foolishness. Stop it. No, stop it. You're a baseball hat, you're still a Moor. Just go get the fresh cut with the line up, you're still a Moor. Don't cut yourself short trying to prove some whatever. There's nothing to prove. You know what you know, and whoever wants to know, they'll ask you. If they don't want to know, they won't ask. And you don't have to present anything either. You don't have to because you know, or you have to because no. You don't have to do anything but get a piece of that pumpkin pie over there. That's all you need to do. Right? That's all you need to do. Go do that. Get some cake. Auntie's cake that you hadn't had in 20 years. You found out you're a Moor and you stopped going to all the family stuff. They're not Moors, so I'm not going. I'm a Moor. I should be going around Moors. Yeah, right. You better go get your macaroni pie. You know you love the damn macaroni pie. Playing around. You're not Christian. You're a Moor, so you're not Morisco. So you're not going to the Christmas dinner. Have 2 Christmases, and then you have January 8th, have another Christmas. Because you already know there ain't no damn Christmas. You already know you're just going there for the food. You already know it's BS. Stop the BS. Missing stuff. Trying to prove some stuff to somebody about the Moors. Proving. The Chinese proving something that they have the best lemon pepper cat. Lemon pepper cat feet. Think they gotta convince you to come get the lemon pepper cat feet? Nah, you just going. Nah, these are wings. Those are wings, huh? Yeah. You really sure that's a wing? You sure? That looks like a kitten foot. Kitten foot. That's the wing. The kitten leg. Stop it. You don't gotta prove anything. You know, you're proving whatever. We're Moors. You just be yourself. Just be yourself. That's all. You're a Moor? Yeah, I'm a Moor. All right, so then be yourself. So you mean I can wear my jean jacket again because I really like my jean jacket, but I stopped wearing my jean jacket because, you know, the Moors are only wear silks, so we didn't wear jeans. Stop the madness. No, you don't got to debate all the time. You can go and just, you just go chill. Doesn't always have to be, you're proving something to somebody. If they cared, trust me, they would ask you. Trust me. Trust me. I've been around for a little while, and people who really want to know, they would find themselves at your house, mouth on the floor, brains just all over the place, because they couldn't. They just wanted it. They just want it. Those are the ones that you're gonna know. Oh yeah, these are the real ones. And they hit you up. Like, yo. Remember when you were talking about, yeah? I think I'm ready for some of that info now. Yes. Got one. Got one. Yep. Let them come to you. Is UN drip better than the human rights? Is UN drip better than human rights? Let's see what they say on this. Let's see what they say. Brer Patch magazine. Brer Patch magazine. And this is just a little Google. This is not this was, the question came live, just ask human rights or Aboriginal rights in Google, and then this is what came up. So we'll just see what this one's saying. And so this is dealing with some actual Indigenous people and their reflections on the UN Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People. United Nations website. about indigenous peoples and human rights. Who are indigenous peoples, indigenous women, land, displacement, participation in indigenous peoples. Amnesty International, indigenous rights. Remember, we're talking about human rights versus indigenous rights. Indigenous people, human rights, indigenous people rights, indigenous people rights, indigenous people and human rights. Human rights. United Nations declarations. Now, what's the difference between human rights and Aboriginal rights? Aboriginal rights do not belong to the broader category of universal human rights because they are grounded in the particular practices of Aboriginal people. Oh, so there's a difference between Aboriginal, indigenous people, and the race. It's humans' race. So the race having rights, everybody on the planet having rights, and Aboriginal rights are two different sets of rights, even though a lot of them are similar. But they're different sets of rights. So human rights are universal. Indigenous rights only apply to Aboriginal and indigenous people. Which again, letting you know that there's two different things going on here. Human is one thing. Whichever way you're gonna go. Human means monster, human means race, human, whichever way, species, whichever way you're gonna go, there's universal rights that belong to them, humans. Aboriginals and indigenous aren't claiming human rights because there's indigenous rights. And there's one from the UN, and there's one from the Organization of American States. Rights of indigenous people. The rights that indigenous people have, once they're claiming indigenous, these are the rights that they have. Not these are the rights that we created and we're giving them these rights on this paper. That's not what's going on. These are the rights that they already acknowledged and recognized that Aboriginal indigenous people have. And when you check the rights, the difference between the two, the human rights and the indigenous rights, when you go through them, you'll see the differences in there. Right. And the indigenous rights are superior to the human rights. Right. So Will, you got all your questions answered? The purpose of these was because, we were just getting so much emails or questions. So you know what? Let's answer questions. And then people really still had questions. Okay, we gotta have a platform for questions. So it's every Wednesday right here. Canaanlandguide@gmail.com. Canaanlandguide@gmail.com. You can send your questions there. And we answer the questions live. No going and checking, researching or whatever. That's how you could just pull up stuff or whatever, because it's all genuine. It's all sincere. No motives. Whatever the question is, we'll give you the best answer, the best way to find the answer. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Supreme honors. Don't forget, read RVB every day. Lots always going on. Always. It's all about Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Going in. Contact rvbgotoclass@gmail.com for more info. And remember, we're back. We're out here. Love, Truth, Peace, Freedom, Justice Tour 2024. Next stop, Springfield, April 27th. So, Hedges and the Highways carries on. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. Honors to all the mothers. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the mastermind. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Honors. Peace and love to all the Moors worldwide.
Understand that the so-called Indian is the Moor. You'll understand is that the fictional names that we've adopted to create divisions amongst us is the confusion. Because when you do the research, you'll find out that they're all Moors. That's the whole point. Get over it. And some of the Moors agreed to go by the designation Indian, thinking that they were getting some sovereignty from the hybrid Europeans. So do research on the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the evolutionary, and also the reservations that they created, and got some of the different tribes to agree to be Indian to get a benefit. Some people call them $5 Indians. And then you got to deal also with not India, because there's no such thing as India, deal with people from Sindh, or what you call Hindustan, and the Naga, who also have been here with us, that also have their original origin from Central Africa and are pretending, some of them, that they're not Africans. So get over it. The argument is people buying into the artificial constructs that have been erected to divide the Asiatic African tribes and peoples against themselves. That's where that argument has its origin. Once you understand that the so-called Indian is the Moor, you'll understand is that the fictional names that we've adopted to create divisions amongst us is the confusion.